What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Detroit Lions video. Now, yesterday a video came out talking about some of the possible rumors floating around the Detroit Lions organization, whether that be the franchise tagging of Kenny Golladay, the signing of a new backup quarterback, or the release of a defensive starter. And that video did very well. You guys seem to enjoy the rumors. I enjoyed speculating with you guys about the potential rumors. And in today's video, and as recently as last night, two more big rumors have come out about the Detroit Lions. One involving a quarterback on the roster and another one involving a potential signing or trade for a five-time Pro Bowler. Now, before we get into the video talking about these rumors for the Detroit Lions, their credibility, and whether or not it would be beneficial to the Lions, if you are new to the channel and are enjoying this Detroit Lions content, please consider liking the videos and subscribing to the channel. It takes just 2 seconds out of your day to do so. It's quick, free, and easy, and it would be helping the channel out more than you could know. So if you can take those 2 seconds to like and subscribe, I'd be greatly appreciative for it. But with all that being said, and without any further ado, let's get into some more Detroit Lions rumors and what it could mean for the Detroit Lions moving ahead into the 2021 offseason. Now, the first rumor that had surfaced last night is one that caught me very, very off guard. And that is the rumor that came out last night that the Detroit Lions have entered trade talks with numerous NFL teams about dealing out backup quarterback Chase Daniel. Now, as I said, Chase Daniel is the backup quarterback for the Detroit Lions. He played a little bit in the 2020 NFL season, having a 67.4% completion percentage, throwing 1 touchdown to 2 interceptions. Now, a lot of NFL teams are looking for him, and a lot of the NFL teams that are looking to trade for Chase Daniels are teams that are looking to bring in young quarterbacks. So think the Jacksonville Jaguars, possibly the New York Jets, possibly, the Pittsburgh Steelers, possibly the Washington football team. Any NFL team that has a young quarterback or is looking to draft that next franchise quarterback in this year's draft are all competitors and are all in the market for trading for Chase Daniel. Now, Chase Daniel is obviously not being brought in to be a player, right? Chase Daniel is not a starting caliber player in the NFL. He never was a starting caliber player in the NFL, nor will he likely ever be one. However, Chase Daniel does bring a lot of knowledge, does bring a lot of experience to an NFL team, and would be a very good mentorship player to a young and up-and-coming quarterback. Chase Daniel has been around the NFL a lot. He's played for a lot of different NFL teams and has worked with a lot of great NFL minds throughout the years. I mean, he's worked with guys like Drew Brees, Sean Payton, Alex Smith, Andy Reid, Matt Stafford most recently, along with many, many other quarterbacks and coaches throughout the years that have helped him learn, experience, and know the game very, very well. He's a very knowledgeable quarterback, and although Chase Daniel is not necessarily going to be a starter, although Chase Daniel is not going to play a whole lot in his new destination, I do believe he does bring value to a team with a young staff or a young quarterback as they look to develop that young quarterback. I mean, who better to teach your young quarterback? Who better to teach Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields or Zach Wilson some of the nuances of the game than a guy that's been around for a very long time, a guy that's been through system after system after system, has played with this coach and that coach, has played in an air raid, in a run first, a defensive first, an offensive first team, a great offensive minds, great defensive minds as head coach. He's worked with a lot of different coaches, a lot of different styles, and Chase Daniels has been through a lot of different systems throughout the NFL. So who's the better quarterback? Who is a better quarterback to be teaching these young guys the things that they're not going to know right off the bat than Chase Daniel? Now, not only would this be a good thing for a lot of NFL teams to trade for Chase Daniel, there is value for him, believe it or not, surrounding and around the NFL. It would be a very, very good thing for the Detroit Lions as well. Chase Daniel obviously does not need to fulfill that role of a mentor or more a leader in the Detroit Lions locker room. Jared Goff is going into his 6th year as an NFL veteran. The dude is old enough, experienced enough. He's been to more Super Bowls. He's been to more playoff games, has started far more games, and has had far more success in the NFL than Chase Daniel has experienced. So Jared Goff really doesn't need that mentor, doesn't really need that guy to hold his hand at anymore. Like, really, he doesn't need that quarterback to mentor him. He's going into his 6th year of NFL play. Jared Goff knows the ins and outs of the NFL. Not to mention, trading or releasing Chase Daniel would save the Lions about $2.3 million in cap space, which would be a very, very good get for the Detroit Lions. They're trying to get as much cap space as possible to hopefully re-sign Kenny Galladay and Romeo Okwara and Jared Davis and some of the other current free agents, as well as bringing in current free agents as well to bolster and rebuild and retool this roster to be competitive for the next season. This is a guy that a lot of Lions fans wanted us to release, not just trade, but they wanted us to release him because a lot of Lions fans do not see a value in Chase Daniels. And it is true that Chase Daniels does not have a lot of value. Chase Daniels does not have a lot of value from the Lions, right? He doesn't have a big role. He doesn't need to be a mentor or a leader here. Therefore, his role and his effectiveness is very overlooked by Detroit Lions fans because the things that he can help with are not necessarily needed to be helped with here in Detroit. So even if we get a 7th round pick out of Chase Daniels, that would be a very big victory for the Detroit Lions. Even if we were able to get a 7th, if the Jacksonville Jaguars want him to help with Trevor Lawrence, obviously he has that connection with Darrell Bevell. Obviously the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to need a young quarterback. They're likely going to take Trevor Lawrence at number 1. Even if we could get their 7th round pick, the 223rd pick in the NFL draft, that would be a big dub for the Detroit Lions, and that would even help Brad Holmes' case of taking another step as a very good general manager. I mean, Brad Holmes so far has done a lot of good for this Lions squad, has done a lot of good for this Lions team, and I mean, this is going to be another thing to throw on the pile. Granted, a very small thing by Lions fans, but taking a quarterback who is not a good quarterback, who is not going to likely play for you in the future, is a backup, a 3rd string quarterback at best, and getting anything out of him, getting a 7th round pick is going to be a big dub for Brad Holmes when talking about getting value out of a backup quarterback. Like, he is getting a lot of value out of Chase Daniel, even if it is a 7th round pick. That's better than nothing. You're getting that cap space and you're pretty much recuperating the pick you gave away, or that Bob Quinn gave away, for Everson Griffin. So I'm a big fan of this trade. If this does go through, I will be so happy. I will be unbelievably happy with the trade regardless of what we get. We could get the very last pick in the NFL draft and I would be happy because it's more value than Chase Daniels is worth, to be totally honest. And to be honest, Holmes is just continuing to make very good moves for this Lions organization. The second rumor of today's video, and the second thing that popped up last night, was that the Detroit Lions are potentially interested in signing former 5-time Pro Bowler Trey Turner to be a new starting guard in the city of Detroit. Now, Trey Turner is a 27-year-old guard standing at 6'3" to 315 pounds. Now, in the 2020 season, he did only play in 536 snaps, which is a little bit concerning because that is a very low number for a starting guard, and I do believe he missed a little bit of time this season. However, in those 536 snaps, he did only allow 2 penalties and 1 sack on Justin Herbert or Tyrod Taylor. He only allowed 2 penalties and 1 sack while pass protecting for the Chargers a season ago. Now, Trey Turner is on a very big contract. I believe right now he is costing the Chargers about $11.5 million a season, and his cap hit this season will be $11.5 million. That is leading to a lot of discussion and speculation on whether or not the Chargers are going to or should be releasing Trey Turner into free agency. If they do end up releasing Trey Turner, I believe we could get him for a decently small contract. He was pretty good last year, but again, coming off a little bit of an injury-riddled season, as you know, obviously the big contract is the reason they're getting rid of him. I think he's not going to be a cheap guard by any means. However, I don't think he's going to cost us that $11.5 million. I would expect it to go down a little bit, and we wouldn't sign him to that large of a contract. And again, he's only 27 years old and a 5-time Pro Bowler. He was drafted in 2014, and in the 7 seasons he's been in the NFL, 5 of them have been Pro Bowl seasons. So, I mean, he's a very consistent, very good guard in the NFL. He's been a good guard for many, many years, and only being being 27 years old, obviously still has a lot of gas left in the tank, obviously still has a lot to play for, and still has a lot of play and a lot of fight left in him for the NFL. So if we do have to trade for Trey Turner, I don't believe it would be incredibly expensive if we did have to trade for him as far as draft capital. And if we are able to sign him, if the Chargers do end up releasing him, the contract could be even better. We could get him for a better deal without having to trade the capital. Now, the only thing I'm going to say about Trey Turner is I would not want to overpay. Anything above really a 5th round pick, I would say probably hold off. You know, our offensive line did not play very bad last season. Our offensive line was actually one of the strengths last season. And although we could definitely upgrade at that guard position, I'm not going to overpay for a guy coming off an injury-riddled season with a very big overpriced contract. So if we do get Trey Turner for the right price, if he wants to come here as a free agent, or if the Chargers are willing to deal him for like a 6th, a 7th round pick, maybe the 7th round pick we get from Chase Daniels, I would be very okay with that as a Lions fan. You know, obviously he has that connection with his former head coach in Anthony Lynn, just like Tyrell Williams and just like some of the other free agents we are likely to sign will have connections with our coaching staff. So obviously there's that connection there. I don't think it'd be a bad trade by any means. It would obviously solidify that offensive line for a very long time. Obviously, you'd have Decker, who's, you know, pretty young. You'd have Ragnow, who's pretty young. Jonah Jackson's very young. You'd obviously have Trey Turner, who's very young. And then Tyrell Crosby, if you want to keep him, is incredibly young. So is Big V as your 6th offensive lineman. So, I mean, from that standpoint, that would make the lines pretty strong across the offensive line. And I would not be against trading for Trey Turner for the right price or signing him to the right contract. But as I said, Lions cannot afford to overpay this man. They do not have a lot of cap space. To be honest, they're not really in a position to pay that kind of guard. They're not really in a position to pay another offensive lineman all that money, especially with Frank Ragnow's contract coming up, especially with some of the other contracts coming up that they will have to pay next offseason. But with all that being said, those are the two other rumors that came out last night. Let me know what you guys think about these rumors down in the comments below. Again, I'd be very happy with a trade for Chase Daniels. And again, if we don't overpay for Trey Turner, as long as we're not overpaying, I would be very open to trading or signing him as well. So with all that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. 2 more Detroit Lions rumors. If there's more Lions rumors or Lions news to come out in the next couple of days, I will obviously make a video letting every single person know. But until then, that's all I got for you guys right now. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow with more Lions content. Thank you all for watching. Bye, guys.